Psalm 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. This suggests children are a precious gift from God to be valued and cared for.
In the United States, a child a minute is taken into DHS, CPS, and so on custody. The reality is their pics are already selected, you just don't know it. Being perfect no longer matters. It's what the adopting families are looking for.
Who is it stealing the children, you ask?
From caseworker to the White House, the buck stops at all levels, just not where it is supposed to be. The services your family needs, we the people have paid for to ensure your reunification. Title IV says, reunify at all costs. United, we stand means nothing to us when it comes to family values. Children are being ripped away from their families. Parents are reverting to addictive behaviors to cover the pain. The trauma caused by child removal is just being recognized, and the results are atrocious. Termination of parental rights is not healthy for anyone, just profitable for the people enforcing the lie.
It's time Washington listens to the cries of our children, the wails of their mothers, and the rage growing in the fathers. These are our children. Keep your damn hands off them. We are coming to act on the behalf of the children God gave us to protect, and you kidnapped.
They are taking our kids every day. A child a minute, no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, God damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds birds of a feather flock together. So watch out, CPS, here we come, picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff the Punisher, sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows, and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop it.
All right, Tiff, there we are. You made it.
Yes, we did.
Whew. You know what? People don't understand how hard it is to get here sometimes. Like what it entails to make this thing happen day in and day out. And when I move my studio around at all times, like the camera just falling down when we were getting ready to start here. But you know what? We do make it, so that's good. We just got to get a little bit bigger here in the screen so people can see us.
That's fine.
Let's see here. Boom. Here we are. Close that down. And there we are. Here we're at, Tiff.
My
We
side.
did it. There we go. So what's up, Tiff? I
Well,
know today's a little
I finally got your book,
oh yes, my book.
and I didn't know why am I echoing?
Are you echoing? Are we still on the phone or anything? Hold on a minute. Let me these are the trials and tribulations that we get. Let me get rid of this here. Let me see. Put the microphone on. I think that might be the deal here because I wasn't echoing before, right?
I was. I'm still echoing.
Yeah. Hold on a second. It did switch to this. How about that? Is that better?
I don't know.
Hello. Oh, do you have something playing extra in the background? You got a phone on or something?
I don't think so.
Is it you that are back? Are you echoing to you?
Maybe.
Oh, hold on a minute. I think it's because we have this here. You're open over here somewhere. Let me see if I can get you out of here.
Okay,
I'm going to remove you right there. Let's see if that does it for you.
let's try.
Get her out. There we go. Is that better for you?
Let's see. Yeah.
All right. See, I know what I'm doing. I know what's up. People might think that this is a little tiny operation here, but this is serious business. You know, we're in production. So, so have you? Hey, what's going on? Give us our babies back. What is up? Yeah. So as you know, Tiff, we have the chat right here. This way, over there. So if any of you guys have questions or comments, things that you want to bring up to us, you're more than welcome to. Tiff's over there; she's reviewing some of my things.
Actually, this isn't the book, so you're still gonna have to send me the book. This is Complete Guide to Reclaiming Your Child from CPS.
Right. Oh yeah, that's the one that I just did today. That's the one that we need without adjudication. That's the void ab initio, step-by-step instructions to do a void ab initio without having to go to court. That there, ladies and gentlemen, I have been working on for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, and I'm at the point where I'm ready to say we're finished. We're finished, and I think that will work. The amount of people I've talked to, the amount of research I've done on it, This is not a voidable order. It's not a void order. It's not a order of judgment. It's not any of those things. This is a true fashion void ab initio, which I'm not a lawyer, and neither is Tiff. So make sure you all do your own research on this stuff. This is stuff for entertainment purposes only. And make sure that you guys check into it. Wink, wink. And before you guys go ahead and try to use this. But if you follow the steps of that void ab initio, and if you find that we are in a country of the U.S. Constitution, then you should be able to, by rights, go and get your child back without having to go to court. So, again, I'll say that we are not responsible for anything that happens from these orders. This is just a product that I've created that I think everybody should have in their arsenal, because before anything else can happen to you, because Tiff, that's kind of it too, right? Like CPS comes and gets you for your main accusation. It might be drugs, but they might never talk about drugs again. Now they're going to talk about this new list of things that they've come up with. So
Oh,
you
don't
need
have a
to
rack of shit.
right. So you really need to go and get your kids at that first moment of before they, the bullshit that they come for you for in the first place. Like that's
Like,
really the gap period that you need to get in there and get out with your kid before they can rule on you, before they can make all kinds of new whatever the hell they make ups on you.
right.
Will
Like,
you do that?
one girl got a call. She was at the hospital. The initial call was co-sleeping in the bed. There's no law in the United States that says you cannot co-sleep. The doctors don't like it, but there's not a law. So it went from co-sleeping, and I said, well, tell them to produce the law, because I already knew there wasn't.
Right.
So they were like, produce the law.
Yeah.
So then it went from that to mom had drugs in her system. Then it went from that to, well, the baby has cocaine in the baby's system.
Jesus Christ almighty.
Right. And it just kept snowballing. And I'm like, tell them to produce the drug test.
Wow. And what did they
Yeah.
do? Nothing?
Well, no, that's the baby I got out of foster care. That was in the foster care system for 18 hours.
Right.
Baby went home on Monday.
Oh, that's good. Is that baby at home with the Kin family, or with you, or who's the baby with?
With Ken.
With Kin. So it played out the way that it was supposed to play out.
Yeah, because I said, I had a meeting with the family, and I said, you have to do exactly what I tell you to do, and you have to say exactly what I tell you to say.
Yeah.
They did exactly what I told them to do. They said exactly what I told them to say, and that baby was released to them that Monday. The baby had to be returned to the family by 9 p.m. So,
Wow. That's awesome. That is so good that happened.
yep.
We just don't. Now, how does the family feel about it? Like, how's mom and all of that, and dad and everybody? Is everybody happy? The best they can be. Are they happy with the outcome in the comparison to what it was going to be or could have been?
Yes, they even brought the baby by for me to see. I
Oh,
held her, but I was crying, and babies feel all the emotions that you
right.
have.
Start
So
screaming
I'm like,
and scaring you.
I'm only gonna hold her for a minute. And I held her, and then I gave her back. But she's doing good. I get pictures of her. I talk to the family often. In fact, me and the grandmother are friends now. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So that's good. So I know kinship allows for Title IV funding also, right? Like you should be getting Title IV funding if you get in the kinship program, right?
Well, not exactly. So
I knew you'd like that one.
in order to be kinship and get paid to be kinship, you have to contract with the state. Okay, so it's pretty much you're a foster family for your kin, and they will pay you. But That's like just saying, yeah, I'll sign this contract and you're going to pay me. And oh, sure, you can come in my house anytime you want. Absolutely not. The money's not worth it to me. So, yeah, if you apply to be a kinship giver and they approve you through the state, it's no different than being a foster family, which means you have to open your home up to the state. I'm not opening my home up to anybody.
Right.
The money does not mean that much to me. But you can apply for child only TANF, and I will send you that federal handbook
Hell yeah.
because they don't like to tell parents or grandparents or kinship. They don't like to tell you about that, right?
Right.
They'll tell you, oh, well, you don't qualify. So Valerie, who's coming on tomorrow, was like, that's bullshit. Here's the book. And now you call him back. So I called him and I said, hey, I'm raising 2 of my grandkids and I heard I can get TANF. And they were like, well, you can't make over $600. I said, that's bullshit. What's your email address? So they gave me their email address. I said, I want child only TANF. And they said they didn't know what I was talking about. So I sent them the pamphlet. I got a call back 10 minutes later and said, Ms. Wise, we're sending you a TANF packet. Just go ahead and fill it out.
Yeah, whoa. You get to have some TANF. Settle down.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, stop lying.
Right. Why they got to make it so difficult for you to get money that you already were supposed to be getting for this stuff, for handling this business with the kids, you know?
Well, here's the ironic part. They hadn't told me anything about it, and I already had one for 4.5 years.
Oh my God. So
Struggling.
They're really taking they really keep good numbers on those kids, you know? I'm glad they pay attention.
Well, my whole thing is, why are you trying to deny them the money they're entitled to? And it's not your fucking money.
That's what, and you know what? That's the biggest, I bet that's one of the biggest scams going is the TANF cards and the food stamp cards and things like that. That, I mean, people can do with it what they will. You know, like I have a hard time with, I look at things 2 ways with this stuff, right? One, it shouldn't, in my opinion, it shouldn't be easy to get access to these things. Like it shouldn't be like, here you go, here's this. However, I don't feel like you should be viewed as differently or looked upon while you're standing in line to get your groceries in this stuff either. So it needs to be, you know, I'm happy that they went to the debit card. So you're not like, do you remember when we were younger, it was, you actually had the coupon book, you know, that you would go in and you tear the coupons out. And everybody in line be like, oh, they're paying in food stamps. They got food stamps. You know, you get that big ass coupon book out, you're like ripping the things out, you know, made a they got food stamps, guys. You know, like it was a terrible feeling, you know, but that was also a way that I think they designed it like that so you weren't comfortable in using them. I mean, now everybody trading food stamps for cash, it's 50 cents on the dollar, and people are making a living that way. I say this because they need to, because in a lot of these programs, they took away that cash supplement that they used to give to people to feel like somewhat of a human being and buy the things that their programs wouldn't cover. They got the cash payment, you know, like it wasn't a lot of money, like $600-700, something like that, if I remember right. But it was enough for them to feel like a person. You know what I mean? Like they could withdraw the money from an ATM, they could go to a bank, get that money, however they got it, you know, like it normalized them into feeling like a regular person, even though it was state run and fueled, but you still felt good. Eliminated the stigma, I will say, just like trying to do with this thing. Like there's a nasty stigma that we're all how to get rid of it. You know, like if your kids here, hold on one second, we got the hotline, man. People just don't know, they don't pay attention. There you go. You know, people don't. Thank you. The stigma is what. Sorry about that, Tiff.
I'm not worried about that.
I don't have it, man. Jesus Christ. Here. Here. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Gotta get these people stop calling me. I swear everybody will call at nighttime when I'm doing my show. And all day long, my phone will never ring. I start to do one of these shows, and all of a sudden, boop, 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 boop. It's getting crazy.
Well, this has been my theory. I have never had a problem with somebody getting food stamps, Medicaid, whatever, all that stuff, right? As long as they were working, right? Because when you're working, you're paying into the system. So really, you're getting back what you're paying in.
Right.
The problem I always had was these lazy bitches that didn't want to work. That's the shit that pissed me off.
Yep. Agreed. I agree 100% with that. And that's why they didn't make it. That's why it was difficult. It should be difficult to a degree to get these things. Like that's why I say what I said. Oh, that looks better. It should be.
You're on mute.
You don't hear me now?
I can hear you now, but what I didn't hear a word you said.
Oh, well, no, that's just what I'm saying is it shouldn't be easy for everybody. It shouldn't be comfortable for them to use the system. So that's kind of like there's got to be the normalcy, and then there's got to be the, get up and don't make this easy to go down and get a bunch of bonbons and chocolate candies. When I'm in line and I've worked my ass off all week and I can only get the necessities, and then you got someone coming up next to me that didn't do a damn thing and they're bragging about it and giving somebody else their food stamps and stuff. Like that's where I get upset. Like that upsets me a lot.
Just so people understand, that is a federal offense. That's federal.
There's a charge over there. Yes, it is. It's a big time offense too. It goes to this. It's I think it's penalty up to like 2 years in jail or something like that, right?
Well, welfare fraud can be up to 10 years in the federal penitentiary, depending on the severity of it. So, do what you want. I'm just saying it's a federal offense.
Yeah, just proceed with caution. Oh, what was that? So yeah. But anyway, that's just the way I feel about that. I don't knock anybody that's on the system. You know what? Use it. Listen, and the point that they took my kids, took my daughter, I say my kids. Well, the point that they took my family really is what it should be saying. That's my tech over here. I say the hell with them. Use that system the best that you can. But they want to come and destroy our families. You know what? Take that money, whatever money you can get from these bastards, you get it and you use it. And you do whatever you can with it. You know what I mean? Because if they're going to be comfortable with taking our children, then you're goddamn right. We'd be comfortable with taking their money. And that's the facts. You know what I mean? We deserve that. That's blood money if you really ask me about it. So people take as much as you want, as much as you can get. Use those resources, get those grants for school, for college, take that medical stuff, go get your dentures, go get all of your stuff. If they took your kids, don't feel bad for 1 second for using those resources that the states have, and use every bit of that to your advantage. That's what I say, because you paid for it with your children.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So I mean, there's nobody going to say nothing about that. So that's all I'm gonna say about that one. But you really did. You paid for that with your children. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's give our babies back said, will you be my friend? They will not produce evidence ever because they have none. I need friends like you. Like vampires, you don't invite them in. My grandson has blonde hair. Okay, good, Debbie. Give us our babies back. Where do you want us to invite you to? I don't understand that either. What is it? She said, like a vampire, they don't invite you in. What does that mean?
Say it again?
She said, like a vampire, they will not let you in.
I guess because from what I've seen when I've watched vampire movies. If you invite them in, it's like they lose their power. But this
Oh,
way, if you invite them in, you
Like-
lose your power.
I see. So you don't need to go home, but you can't stay here, type deal.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, I'll go with that, I guess.
And I know that somebody last night said that they wanted the 154 cases that I have. I sent them to you too.
Oh, you
If
know
you,
Bono?
huh?
You know Bono?
Who?
Bono. You too? You said I know you too. The band. I was making a joke
Oh,
to you.
yeah. I only like one song by them, With or Without You, by the way. That's the only song I like by
Oh,
him.
that's a great song. That's a great song. That's like your prom song, wasn't it?
And no. Um, so
You were like
whoever needed
13 when
that,
that album came out.
you were what?
You were 13, I think, when that album came out. I was probably like 7.
When did it come out?
I don't know, but the album was Rattle and Hum.
Well, if it came out in 1983, you're right. I was 13.
Let's find out. Yeah, we'll see. I get the
You are
prize.
killing me over here.
So yeah, so
Anyway,
you want to go over my what do you think? You want to talk about my bill a little bit? My stuff?
well, I can't
Yeah.
print it because if I go back into my phone right now, it's going to disconnect me. So tell me what's in it and we'll talk about it.
Well, let's talk about let's talk about the Void Ab Initio one.
Okay. Well, I do have that one printed.
All right, cool. So let's go over that. And people, we're gonna get a little fee for these, but if you're watching right now and you guys want to put a little like and subscribe and a share, we will send you a copy of these right now before we put them out there for a small fee, so you guys can get them hot off the press.
I think you
So
should charge people $10 for these.
all right, the Queen says $10, but right now we'll give them out to everybody that if you're on the show, you like, share, and put a note in the chat or down below, whatever you got to do to get us some notoriety in here. Please do it, and I will send you one. I'll message you one right now, so that you can even go over it with us. So let's see if just say yes in the box there, and then I'll figure out who you are, and we can pass it out to y'all. Y'all, did I sound southern there? Y'all,
No.
you don't. You have a southern? Is that southern the accent that you have?
Well, if you ask my dad, it is. Where'd you get that southern drawl, Tiffany? I'm like, shut up.
Where do you get it from, Tiffany?
I don't know. Because if you talk to my dad, we have screaming matches, so I can't really tell you what he talks without screaming at me.
Right.
I don't
I tell
know.
you, you were. Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna just leave that alone for this one. Let's see. Very true, and they are like cobras. Debbie, you are on some mission tonight. You and Brenda are like vampires. You don't invite them in. And then Debbie says, very true, and they are like a cobra. And we are like gazelles. So this is the right here anyway, a complete guide to reclaiming your child from CPS, asserting void ab initio without adjudication. And it says, if you believe that Child Protective Services has unlawfully removed your child from your custody, you have the right to assert their actions. You have the right to assert that their actions are void ab initio, meaning that actions are invalid from the outset. This comprehensive guide will provide you with detailed steps, templates for communication, a glossary of terms, relevant case law, and additional resources to help you navigate the process of reclaiming your child without requiring adjudication. So, this little puppy right here is everything that you'll need. I'm pretty positive I'm not a lawyer. Entertainment purposes only, and all that other stuff don't come for us. Whatever it is, um, pretty sure that you can go through this and get into court and fight them with this, because the beautiful thing about void ab initio is it means void from the start. So anything that you may or may not have come in line with as you were moving along, like, so my void ab initio for me would be back when they substantiated me, like, so right from the kid and caboodle, right from the very stage of part one, they would have to go back to and void out anything. So anything that they wrote in orders, any testing that they did against you, if you were found not guilty, whatever they call it, they have to um, get rid of everything. Everything's got to go. So, not if you were found not guilty. Everything's got to go as long as that. Now, the beauty of this is when you fill out these template and these paperworks, all you have to do is you put CPS on blast. You send a notice to them. You pick on the template how much time you want to give them. You can give them 5 days is typically the shortest that they'll be an acceptable without you trying to be, like Mr. and Mrs. Urgent or anything. Um, so so you go, you write your letter to the CPS people, you put in some of the information that's on here, and let them know that they're on blast. Like, we got you, and our process has been considered void ab initio. You give one to the court's clerk, and then you give them and probation officer's coming out here after me. Uh,
What?
um, yeah, the only um, I just had a thing there. Whatever, don't worry about it. So yeah, so you mail it to the CPS people, and then you wait the 5 to 7 to 13, whatever amount of days that you give them to return this. You tell them in this, if they do not return your child, if they do not return your child in the timely fashion that you have specified for them, that you're going to contact local law enforcement. Now, with the local law enforcement, what you want to be using is the sheriff's office. The sheriffs are the real law enforcement. They are the only elected feature, or whatever you want to call this. Call them elected
Official.
official, right? That is in the whole law enforcement and police division. So we picked that, and then they also are supposed to be very hip on constitutional, both state and federal constitutional laws, Bill of Rights, things like that. Whereas the lower courts are not, or the lower police departments and stuff aren't so hip. They're in their own department stuff. But the sheriff has to go by what the rules are. And the sheriffs also are out there to enforce for the courts, their dockets and everything. So it makes sense to use a sheriff that they're already coming in that capacity. So you tell them that you're going to do that. They don't return that to you. You contact the sheriff by writing. Again, do everything by writing. There's a lot of information in these, so follow the step by steps and all of that. But always do everything. I prefer email, just because there's a record of everything. Don't talk to them on the phone. If it's more than a yes or no answer, be like, hey, communicate with me by email, because you're going to have to go in and show proof that this is, one thing or another. To the sheriff's office anyway, like, look, this is what they're saying. They have kidnapped my kid or whatever. So you want to have all of that paperwork and everything documented, contracts that you may or may not have signed with CPS, have all of that information with you. I mean, when you go to the sheriff's, he's got a nice big package of stuff that makes him feel comfortable with saying, let's go get your kids back. And
Yeah,
you go and you do it.
the sheriff is actually, believe it or not, the highest ranking member of your county, town,
Yep.
entity, whatever.
Yep. Yep. They have arrest powers. They have all kinds of power. They have a thing called the Andersons. If you guys are interested in the sheriff's stuff, they have a thing called the Anderson's Sheriff's Manual. Have you ever seen that?
I have the county sheriff's handbook. What do you have?
Yeah, I have the Anderson's Sheriff's Manual, which is, I don't know where Mary.
Show me the book, because I'm going to buy it.
I'll show you the book. No, it's free. It's free.
Ah,
I'm all about the free. I don't know what Mary did with it. It's a big, thick manuscript. Where's all the papers that were down here, hon? Oh, right there. See that one with a ring on it? Yeah, that one. You can have that one.
But I'm gonna see if I
So,
can find it.
yeah, they're tough to find. I'll give it to you. I'll send you it. Because it's like 700 pages, but it's right
Oh,
here. This is
oh yeah,
the
I
law.
need that.
Yeah. This is the Anderson's law, and this is tells you how the sheriffs are supposed to act, what their duties are supposed to be, so on and so forth. It's really crazy. You learn a lot about what they truly are supposed to be and what they are turning themselves into. I guess you should say, because I don't want to say anything bad. I don't want to say anything bad about cops or about the sheriffs or anything. They're just out there doing a job. But you should read this because everybody should know what their sheriff is supposed to be doing for them. They're the last line of defense that we have to protect us from a tyrannical government. They're actually, if you know this or not, but they're supposed to be the ones that head up your local militia. That's the role of the sheriff. So there's a lot of nifty little things in here. These novels that you should know about, or you should at least maybe be aware of, to protect not only everybody right now while all this mayhem's going on, but to protect everybody else in your family and your circuit, to let them know what these sheriffs are supposed to be doing where they're at. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Well, I definitely need that because I can't find it. But there is a book on Amazon. It's like $6, and
Yeah.
it's called The County Sheriff's Handbook.
Okay.
Um, and I actually learned the difference between the sheriff's department and the regular police department. The sheriff's department are constitutional enforcers.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
police department are code enforcers.
Hmm. Wait, say that again. The police department are what?
Code
Code
enforcers.
enforcement. Okay. And then the sheriffs, as we said, are constitutional.
Correct.
Right. I thought we were supposed to have that gentleman on Gunner today. What happened?
I don't know what
Someone,
happened.
someone was supposed to, because I think he kind of goes in this motion too of the whole constitutional. I mean, everybody should be following the Constitution and using it to their advantage and disadvantages and of the courts and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But the
Actually,
Constitution is our paperwork, guys. That's what makes us our that's our footprint, and we're really not doing a good job of making it be great again. I hate to say it like that, only because I don't. Whatever. What's going on with
people
that little
actually
mix?
need to read the Constitution
Yes. What
and
is?
their state constitution.
Yep. What is your?
Download it. What?
What is your go to for Constitution stuff?
Well, it depends on the situation. Um, Normally, I just use the federal constitution because it's the superior law of the land.
Okay.
If I'm dealing with these little chumps in my county that are fucking with me, I use the Virginia Constitution because it mimics the federal constitution. It depends on the situation, but I use both. And I carry it in my phones. Every single one of my phones has the Virginia Constitution, the Declaration of Rights for Virginia, the Constitution of the United States, and the Bill of Rights. I have that shit in my phone, and I will pull it up and use it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Do you know it by the back of your hand somewhat?
What, the Constitution?
Yeah, or at least the preamble and everything.
What, we the people?
Yeah.
No, I just focus on my rights. And then if I got to pull up my Virginia one, I got certain parts of it highlighted because This is private property, and you're not going to tell me. I don't give two fucks who you are. You're not going to tell me what to do on my property. I'm in control of my property. And if you feel the need, I even told them this. If you feel the need to control what's on my property, give me $500,000. You can buy my house and I'll move.
Mhm. Yeah. You make it sound so.
Nice, dude. You make it sound so what?
Oh, we-
Hello.
Yellow.
Darren,
Yeah, I'm hurt. Hold on.
what are you reading?
A mistake.
A mistake.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Where were you? What you were? I heard you say Constitution, and what part of you? And then that's where I lost you.
That's okay.
All right.
It depends on who I'm dealing with.
Right, I got you. Do you feel that using the state constitution is the better route to go with it when you're dealing in the lower courts, whereas you're using the federal constitution when you get to the upper courts? Because I've heard a lot of talk about that the lower courts won't accept the constitution for whatever reasons. They
They
don't
don't have
practice
a
it.
choice. They don't have a choice. But this is what I use. I use the UCCJEA,
Yep,
the Virginia one and the federal one,
yep.
the Virginia Constitution, the Virginia Declaration of Rights, the federal Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. You have to use all of them.
Now, is there actually a UCCJEA? Have you ever found it, or is it
Oh,
just?
yeah, I got it. I'll
Or
send it to you.
is it a real thing, or is it just an explanation of some of the things?
No, it's a real thing.
Okay.
And it's recognized in all 51 states. And this is what judges use when determining custody cases.
Ugh. Ugh.
In fact, I think I'll find it right now and send it to you before I forget, because I think it's in this phone. But yes, and I tell people to use it all the time, their state and their federal UCCJEA.
Mm. All right, I'll look for that too. All right. Hey, we have groups on Facebook too. We have messengers. Tiff, I'm not sure what yours. You're Wounded Warriors, right? Or Wicked Warriors. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
On
Wicked Warriors.
on Facebook.
No, I
No.
don't have a Facebook group.
Oh, you
Spanny,
don't?
well, me and Spanny do it together. It's Wicked
Right.
Warriors on Facebook. But to
Mhm.
follow me, it's just Tiffany and Mitch Wise. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Okay, I'll be waiting for it.
I can't send it to you in this phone. I don't think. Hold on.
Hell in a handbasket.
FightCPS@gmail.com.
No. abolishcps.com@gmail.com. Actually, you know what? Let's put a listing of the emails up here while we're doing this.
AbolishCPS what?
.com
.com.
at gmail.com. Yep. So if you guys want to send me anything, you can do it there. Or we also have for CPS Victims Hunting Justice, we have CPSVH.
It's telling me it's invalid. So
I'll send you a thing for it. You can email me back. Now see, now Spirit, was it Curiosity got the cat or something? He was gone. Gone. And don't forget, we have CPS Victims Hunting Justice coming up next too, after the Tiff and the Punisher show. And then tomorrow night we have our guest. I'm so excited for the law lady,
Her name is Valerie,
Valerie, law lady Valerie.
Miss Valerie, and tomorrow night it's going to be at 6:30 from 6:30 to 8:30.
That's right.
And we got to make sure we're on time because we're taking up her time.
Right. And she charges people for that time. So we're taking money from her. We'll be there. So yeah, like I said, after this show, these things are going to $10. So if you want a copy, make sure you write it in the chat, put it on the bottom. Make sure you hit like, share, thumbs up, smash things, whatever you got to do to get us into that algorithm. Put us in there, please. We really appreciate it. That's just, I guess we can't enforce that enough. If we want to get to the next level of what we're able to use in YouTube and everything, we have to have more people, because the more people that we can get in, the more access to different tools and stuff they allow us to use, so we can give more of a experience, if you will, to everybody. I know that dealing with us is an experience enough, but it's a nice thing to have.
Can you
So,
see that?
oh yeah. So I have that. That's
That's
it though.
the UCC.
It's in its entirety.
Yes, but that's the federal one. You're going to have to look up your state one, the UCCJEA for Maine.
Well, I think I have that one actually. It's actually right next to me.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the UCC.
This is some good. Everybody should have a copy of this. You know what? There should be like a binder that you keep with you at all times. That has, maybe that's what we could come up with next, Tiff, is a complete binder guide of all the different documents that you should always have on your persons. Like you have OSHA as when you're driving one of their vans or whatever. If you're driving an OSHA required unit, you got to have, all the things that you do right there. So, like all the hazmat paperwork and everything right in the binder close to you. I think we should do the same thing. Like have the Constitution, have the Bill of Rights, have the UCCJEA, have everything that you possibly can have, that you should have if you ever get stopped by the cops when CPS comes to take you. Like it'll be divided into sections so you can, just like a quick guide type deal.
I think I sent you what you hand the police officer when they come to the door. I'm pretty sure I sent that to you. It's like 50 some pages. It tells
Yeah,
the police
I wrote a
officer.
huge one.
Yeah. It tells the CPS worker what they can and cannot do. It tells the police, if you really want to be involved in this, this is what your consequences are going to be.
Yeah, I have a pretty good one that I wrote too. We
Yeah, well,
started
you
that.
can send it to me.
Yeah, we started that last year or about a year ago, and then some other people all of a sudden came out with the same thing the following day after the show after we did it. And then everybody had come out with their own templates and they were selling them. And of course, we weren't selling our template; we were just giving them away. Because on the CPS Victims Hunting Justice show, we talk a lot about preventative things. Herbert comes out and does Herbert for a little bit and gives everybody his updates and his findings on whatever he's tasked out for. So
Yeah. Well, the holidays are coming, and I normally tell people this is when CPS is on alert because accidents literally happen. Kids get burnt, kids can fall, kids can do anything. They're more high risk according to CPS during the holidays because of all the stuff going on and parents aren't watching their kids or whatever. So I tell people be very careful during the holidays. no trips to the emergency room. And if you leave the state, they will try to take jurisdiction if you end up in one of their emergency rooms. So you have to be careful when you leave the state. Um, so that's just my warning for the holidays.
Yeah. Also, make sure that, like, I know we all love to take pictures and all of that stuff, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with you putting the pictures up on Facebook. I almost feel like they want you to not do that on purpose because they don't want to have you customize your stuff so that like you're recognized or your child's recognized. So you're like, oh, I saw your parents on, on this, even though you're right there. But be careful what you post on the pictures because if you're drinking and you're at a Christmas party, which is totally fine, and it happens, it's all relevant. But people don't think about that. They have like 2 beers in their hands, and the kids next to them, and Santa Claus is hanging off of dad, and it's a great picture for everything. But CPS gets a hold of that, and you know what they take away from that picture. Like, look at these kids are up at night. The dad's clearly intoxicated. Santa Claus's pants are falling down. This place is a damn mess. Let's go get the kids. When in all reality, it was just a simple holiday picture. So it's
Yep.
made out to be something it's not. So definitely be very careful with that stuff too.
I tell people all the time, they will misconstrue every little detail of your life. It doesn't matter if it's the most innocent thing, they will turn it into from a molehill, anyway, it'll be tiny, tiny, tiny by the time it's bigger than the earth.
All right. I like that. We talked about that. Talked about that one. Talked about that. All right. Well, I've covered everything that I wanted to speak about, and I got 15 minutes to get ready for CPS Victims Hunting Justice. We've done this show now for over our allotted 1 hour time frame. Do you have anything else that you want to add or anything you want to discuss real quick before we shoot out of here?
The only thing I want to say is get any questions ready because Valerie will answer them. But she is in Virginia,
Okay.
but she will answer questions outside of Virginia the best that she can. She's really nice. And we will start at 6:30 tomorrow. And Darren and I will be on time.
We will be on time. Absolutely. Hell or high water coming. We're going to be there on time. So they're like cobras. Okay, let's see what else we got here on this chat here. Very true. And like I like a cobra. You are fed. Very true. Darren, I am here just watching. Oh, okay, good. Carrie is here. Darren, I am here just watching on TV. So yes, I will send those out and keep track of likes. Thank you so much, Carrie. You're the best. Carrie's amazing. I was telling Tiffany today how Carrie is amazing and how we have a solid crew here of ladies and gentlemen that support us, that help us out, like unconditionally. We appreciate it very much. Like we don't run them to the ground almost, but close not, but for them to volunteer their time and to do this stuff for us is very cool. So Carrie, thank you. I know that Brooke does things, so thank you, Brooke. All you ladies out there, if I've forgotten anybody other than Brooke and Carrie, let me know so I can make sure that you are all known that you guys are very good for us. And thank you. So, all right, well, did that, done this, and I think we call it a wrap. What do you think, Tiff?
Yep. And while you're doing your show, I'm going to be sending you stuff to your email.
All right. Well, you should be watching our show too.
It's bedtime around this camp.
I know. Well, just in case if you have one eye open or something and you want to have a little whatever it is that you get done now.
If I don't watch it tonight, I'll watch it tomorrow.
All right, fair enough. All right, now we're going to try to do this. We're going to pretend like we're still talking, like, la, 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 la. The sky is so nice. Make sure that you stay tuned for CPS victims hunting justice. Tiff won't be there, but I'll be there. And I don't know what our schedule is for this eve, but it's going to be a doozy, I'm sure. So make sure you check that out. And make sure you're back here tomorrow at 6:30 to see
Talk
our
with
special
Valerie.
guest, Valerie. And that'll be pretty amazing too. I mean, I'm so excited to have a lawyer here to actually answer some real calories questions. Because we only know so much. I'm not anyway in the courtroom every day, and I mean, I can only imagine behind closed doors what's being shaken. So, all right, let me see. Shaking. I need a man that brings home the bacon. All right, here we go. I'm gonna play. I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna play a different one tonight, Tiff, first. All right.
Okay.
All right, we're out of here, guys. Thank you all very much. Doing with this without a mouse, so I'm sorry. It's just a little bit tough.
That's okay.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Family here is no longer a sad journey that was done on purpose. Believe the words I say here is the truth. Let's just pray it never happens to you. You knock on the door, you freeze in peril. You look around and there's nothing available. Panic, you scream, you run in circles. You knock on the door over. You look outside and the car's on the road. The police on the yard waiting in limbo. Your life is changing so fast, looking out the window. In just a moment and things will turn back. Prepare for the next part, it's real sad. Nothing downtown. They say hello, sir. We need your daughter. I tell them no. They say you wanna give her to us now. I tell them no way, go away, never come back. They answer with force and pin you down. They search all the rooms and look around. They find your baby girl. They tell me we got her. Now your family is torn apart, pleading your innocence from the start. Nobody listens, nobody cares. All you're left with is empty stairs. The house is empty, no love to be felt. They grabbed your baby, it's a feeling you never felt. You fight so hard to have her return. All they do is torture you, are feeling like burn. You do what they say, answer the question. They just keep telling you that you need lessons. You're not worthy of being a father. We don't want you to see your daughter. We don't know what you have done, but we'll say you're guilty, this has begun. We're not taking your heart, your soul. You'll be alone now as you grow old. You are on away and die, no one will be there to cry. All by yourself, you can't do a thing. No one wants you around, no one believes.